I will lift up mine eyes unto the mountains, from whence shall my help come? My help cometh from the Lord, who made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel doth neither slumber nor sleep. The Lord is thy keeper, the Lord is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite me by day, nor the moon by night. The Lord shall keep thee from all evil. He shall keep my soul. The Lord shall guard thy coming and thy going from this time forth and forever. Lord, what is man that thou takest knowledge of him, the Son of man that thou makest account of him? Man is like unto vanity, his days are a shadow that passeth away. In the morning he flourisheth, and he groweth up, in the evening he is cut down and withereth. Thou turnest man to contrition, and sayest, Return, ye children of men. Oh, that they were wise, that they would consider the latter end. For when man dieth, he shall not carry nothing away. His glory shall not descend after him. Mark the perfect man, and behold the upright, for the end of that man is peace. The Lord redeemeth the souls, his servants, and none of them that trust in him shall be forsaken. We ask those of you who wish to join me in the 23rd Psalm. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. He restoreth my soul. He guideth me in straight paths for his name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I shall fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of mine enemies. Thou hast anointed my head with oil, my cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I shall dwell in the house of the Lord forever. They say that words that come from the heart go directly to the heart. At this point, I'm going to invite Perry up to speak to us.
So life's a complicated puzzle. Very complicated, but each of you are really a piece of Wendy's life puzzle. So I just want to say thank you to each of you for being such an important part of her life as we celebrate her life today. I think we all absolutely feel the love, and this is what I was sharing with Renee earlier, is that this love will be what will propel her and the rest of the family. So here we are on a snowy Wednesday afternoon. What would Wendy say about all of us being here, all dressed up? So I'm one of Wendy's dad's brothers, and one of our brothers as well, Uncle Glenn, as he was, and Uncle Glenn was everybody's Uncle Glenn. He would always comment about Wendy and being in a dress, and there was probably only 3 or 4 times where we saw Wendy all dressed up, and I'm smiling at Irv as well. So, that love, I think Wendy would really appreciate that everybody was here, but she'd be probably saying some swear words around, what are you guys all dressed up about? So Wendy was my niece, but she was so much more. A very devoted daughter to Renee and to my late brother Alan, a great sister, a great sister-in-law, an awesome aunt, a great aunt, a cousin to many, but obviously a friend to all of you as well. Special friend as well, Dave. Dave, I know you've been Wendy's rock for a long time, and I just want to thank you for being her rock and being supportive for her during these tough times. And and Lisa and Sabrina and Renee and a lot of others who have just been a rock, and who have kind of stayed the test of time with Wendy. Wendy was, and this is one of the things that when I sadly found out about Wendy's passing, you go through these moments of, I can't believe it, to really pissed off, because sometimes just things aren't right and things aren't fair. And Wendy was our family's rock. You could always depend upon Wendy. She was just always there. And, so as the family's rock, we will absolutely miss her. Wendy was a business partner to her mom and dad for many years, but she was much more. She was a devoted daughter. When you think about Wendy, she was solid. She was trustworthy. She was reliable. She was somebody who you could count on, somebody who would have your back, a friend, and always that very clear voice of reason. Wendy's life was clearly not a straight line, as many of our lives are not straight lines in life. It had huge ups and downs. Wendy embraced those challenges with courage. But what I'd like to, I think, all of us to remember, and just kind of close your eyes for a few seconds and remember Wendy's huge smile. We were going through some Facebook photos and some family photos and things like that the other day, and that big smile on her face just kind of embraced everybody and said it all. So not just a rock, but it was the smile and the energy that she brought into a room. So that smile, I think, will, always, I think, forever be imprinted in our minds and also in our hearts. Wendy was wise, and perhaps some of you would probably agree with me that maybe she was a wise ass as well. She was smart, or we could take that into maybe sometimes she was a smart ass as well. But she had tremendous common sense. She was loving. She was direct. You absolutely knew where you stood. Wendy was patient. So those of you who go back years and know my wonderful sister-in-law, Renee, and remember my brother, Alan, Wendy was very patient. She had to be with Renee and Alan. But Wendy never complained. Wendy always had that smile on her face that I think we remember. Not easy. Wendy and also my great niece, Shanora, really embraced Renee a couple of years ago when Renee had some health issues, and somehow managed to spend 2 whole years in Cleveland with Renee, or with Wendy, and also with Dave. I was always getting the compliments on Dave made me this and Dave made me that. Wendy, Shanora, they really embraced Renee when she needed help, and helped Renee really get over her serious illness as well. So those of you who are old enough to remember Felix and Oscar, so different but yet so caring of each other, I think that was Wendy and her mom. Okay? Just very different, but that energy and that love for each other was uncompromising. Wendy liked to have a good time. She worked hard. She was always committed to her work, committed to her customers, committed to her family, and committed to her friends. But on a day like today, there's just always some questions that I think are in everybody's minds and hearts. And there's just not a good answer. I think we stretch for it, we look for it. Being a man, I'm always looking to try and fix something, and we can't fix this. We're just going to have some unanswered questions. Why did this happen to Wendy, and why now? We didn't have the opportunity to say goodbye, to say I love you one more time, to say thank you one more time, to say we care about her one more time. Perhaps we all will wish Wendy, or perhaps we would wish Wendy would have loved herself really as much as she loved others. But if we could just turn back the time, but we can't. So Wendy's at peace now, surrounded by only the good, the loving, now with her dad, with her brother, with her grandparents and her uncles. I'm envisioning her Uncle Glenn, who adored Wendy, is waiting for her arrival in heaven and somehow complimenting her on her smile and being all dressed up. Most likely they will all soon be gathered together in heaven, probably telling a joke about either me or one or all of us. So please remember Wendy, a special niece, a special friend, I think, to all of us, a special daughter, an aunt, and sister-in-law and sister, etc., to all of us. Her special smile, an amazing person. Wendy, please rest in peace. You'll always be in our hearts. So I'd like to bring up Shanora, who's Wendy's niece.
Hi. So, I want to talk a little bit about my aunt and just how she was an amazing person. So when, I know it's kind of selfish of me, but like I was with my aunt when she passed, and it was a very special moment to me to be there to comfort her when she left this world. Sorry. So when someone passes away, a lot of times people talk about their legacy. And a lot of times people think, well, how can they leave a legacy if they don't have children? Well, I can beg to differ when it comes to my aunt. 'Cause she was an amazing person, and she will leave a legacy of love and being a friend to everyone. So when I think of her, I think of how she always loved to be the life of the party. Anytime it was an event, a cookout, a tailgate, I mean, she loved her Browns, can't go, imagine a Sunday without her, and she's not sitting on the couch in her orange and brown, just rooting them on, living by the motto, there's always next year. I mean, she definitely loved them, very, very sports-oriented. And what I remember her most is that she's always been present. In every big event in my life, she was always there. My mom tells me stories about, we did this crazy thing before you were even born, and all these things. And then she did a lot of firsts with me together. Like, when I first got my acceptance letter to college, she went and, helped me get stuff for my dorm. When she helped me with my baby shower. She was, the second person there when I had my son. She's just been there every birthday, every Hanukkah, every Christmas, even though she, wasn't Christian. She always made sure she showed up. She always, what can I bring? Can I bring a dish? Can I bring a present? Can I be there for you? And although she didn't have children, she would still attend all your children's things, whether it was games or birthday parties. I mean, she always made sure that those who loved her, and she knew that you loved her, and that she would love you because she would be there for you, no matter what it was. So that's what I really want to be her legacy, is the fact that she is an amazing person who's there for everybody. So when I think about that, I just want everyone to think about what you want your legacy to be, whether you do or don't have kids, and to make sure you go forth and live that legacy. I'm here saying these words about her, but what would I want someone to say about me? And I'm going to try my best to go forward and live that very thing that I want people to remember me for. And that's what I want for my aunt. So, thank you. So my mom will be saying some words about her now.
Hi, everybody. I didn't write it down anything because when it comes to Wendy, I can look all of you in the face and tell you just the way it is. Like my daughter said, Wendy legacy is the fact that everybody in this room and some people that could not make it will remember her just how she was. See, me and Wendy used to talk in depth about everything. And so one day, we were at the Blue Period and somebody asked us a question. They said, how are you Jewish and you're Christian, and how do you celebrate this and how do you celebrate this way? Our answer was straightforward. If you got a hangnail, we gonna celebrate it. If you got an ingrown toenail, we're gonna celebrate it. Because what people didn't realize is that I don't care what religion you are. I don't care who you serve. This is me and Wendy. We look toward the hills, which cometh our help and our strength. The race is not given to the swiftest, nor the strong. The race is given to that one that can endure. Because, see, we in the battle, but we want to win the war. And that was Wendy. In every aspect, that was Wendy. She was at every graduation, every birthday party, Christmas, Hanukkah. We celebrated it all. And in saying that, what I want you to know is that that's what she did. She celebrated the life she lived. One day she called me up. She says, Bev, I think Irvin's going to burn down the house. There are too many lights on the house. I said, well, if they burn down, we're going to celebrate it. Now, we may have to run, but we're going to celebrate. What I want you all to remember is that Wendy loved each and every one of you dearly. All of us have a special place in Wendy's heart. All of us. And Wendy didn't know any strangers. If you introduce Wendy to somebody one time, come on in, sit down, take a load off, that was Wendy. What I want you all to know is that we appreciate and we love each and every one of you for being here to do her send-off. And what I have to say to you, Wendy, is this right here. I loved you from the crown of your head to the balls of your feet. I loved you up top, beneath, and in front, and in back. There is not a part of her that I did not love. Even when we didn't agree, we could love to disagree. And from the bottom of my family's heart, we loved Wendy. And I just have to say that we all know that each and every one of us touched Wendy in some special way. And this is no denounce to anybody in the love that they had for Wendy. But my Aunt Sabrina, her and Wendy was like Bonnie and Clyde. You seen one, you seen the other one. And I know for a fact she called her because Mom, you know, she moved to Florida. And she couldn't get to her, you know, like a mother would be stern and you don't do that. And my mother-in-law has this nail that everybody's afraid of. Like if it comes out, it's like, you know what, I'm just going to stand 10 feet back. And then she had another sister, which was Lisa. And I have to mention her because, to be honest with you, I know that her husband's name is Steve. But we nicknamed him Uncle Glenn because he looks like him. So sometimes we never called him by his real name. But these are people that I know that really, truly loved Wendy. And I know we all loved her in a special, special way. We've all did each other's wedding, each other's camp out. You know, Jill's been around since I can remember. You know, Danny and Harvey are the uncles that everybody wants, but nobody has but us because we got them on lock. Right. From the first store, you know. These are all people that have embraced Wendy and loved her, and Rick loved her. And I know that he did, and I know that Irvin did, and I know that Dave. My heart goes out to you today. But I want us all to remember Wendy's legacy the way it was, that she was life. And we all have a life to live, and we all have legacies to leave. And Wendy would bless us all out, especially me and Auntie Sabrina and Shanora and the rest of us, because she said, hey, what the? Why are we dressed up? I feel underdressed right now. What the? That would be Wendy. But you know what, Wendy? You knew we was going to send you off just this way. So, just send us a message. That's what I have to say. And thank you all for being here.
I'd like to thank all the family members for their kind words, that everyone appreciates, and wish I knew her. Sounds like somebody I'd like to party with. I do shots. I don't have a problem there. I can be there too. Okay. We ask if you are able to please rise. El Mole Rachamim, extolled and hallowed the name of God throughout the world, which he has created and which he governs according to his righteous will. Just is he in his ways, and wise all his decrees. May his kingdom come, and his will be done in all the earth. Praise be the Lord of life, the righteous judge forevermore. To the departed who we now remember, may peace and bliss be granted in life eternal. May they find grace and mercy before the Lord of heaven and earth. May their souls rejoice in the ineffable good which God has laid upon those who fear him. May their memory be a blessing unto those who treasure it. May the Father of peace send peace to all who mourn, and comfort all the bereaved among us. Okay, actually, I think that was it. All right, at this time, we're going to ask you to be seated, and if we could ask those that will be pallbearers to step forward, please.